Welcome back to Studio F on Fast Times Willy B. We'll be reviewing Hell of a Summer. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russell.
Welcome back to Fast Times Willy B. I'm Willy B. I've got Kris with me who can't sit still.
I can't. It's because you have me sitting on the stool.
Kris, how we doing,
I'm
man?
doing good. How we doing?
We're doing well. So today, we'll be reviewing Hell of a Summer, the latest horror
Yeah.
comedy to hit the silver screen. We have Billy Brick and the directorial debut of Finn Wolfhard. So pretty
What a
cool. They
last
both
name.
also star in this film. They wrote it, they directed it, they produced it. They're just, they're putting up the numbers for this movie.
Yeah.
Other big names in the cast, we got Mr. Heckinger, who we have seen in quite a few films over the past couple of years. And then we got Abby Quinn, who was a familiar face from Knock at the Cabin, which was a movie I really enjoyed from M. Night Shyamalan. But we will start with the good, and I enjoyed this movie quite a bit.
I enjoyed it, yeah. The
it's-
comedy was very good.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot
definitely
of-
more comedy driven than horror.
Yeah.
It's a campy slasher. That's the horror. You get the tropes, but it's definitely comedy driven. And it's not as scary as some horror movies you're gonna see.
I wouldn't say it's scary at all.
Not really.
Not really.
It's definitely a horror comedy.
There might, what was there, maybe like 2 jump scares, if that.
Yeah.
There wasn't really even any jump scares. So.
But I enjoyed it. I thought, like you said, the
No, me
comedy
too.
was good. We got Heckinger playing our main character, Jason Hochberg, who is a 24-year-old coming back to summer camp for the 6th straight year as a counselor, and he's the
They
the
keep calling him
camp
all
leader.
old, and he's like, I'm 24.
Yeah, he's the camp
That made
leader.
me feel so old every
right?
time they would say
Yeah.
that. I'm like, dude, I'm 25.
I know. I'm like almost 26. I know. I gotta get my own insurance. That's when you know you're getting old. But no, he's back because what was it? Kathy and John wanted him back. Kathy and John opened this movie.
They thought,
with,
yeah, he was gonna run the summer camp. They were like seeing if he could run it.
Yeah, it was cool. Cool little premise. Getting the introduction to all of our characters is basically him.
Yeah.
Saying hi to all of them and being, I love.
It was it flowed good. Like the
Yeah.
introduction of it, didn't feel like.
And I love Heckinger in particular. I thought he was a standout in this film. He just plays that awkward guy, Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he plays the awkward guy so
Okay.
well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He kills it.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
His mom drops him off at the beginning, telling him
Yeah.
he has to get a real job. He's like, I am working.
Yeah.
She's like, $100 a week is.
He's just doing cheesy things. Somebody will say something to call him out, and he goes, "Certainly." He was great.
He knocks on all their doors and is like, I'm planning group activities. Be up at 8:30.
Yeah.
Like,
And the cast in general was good. I enjoyed Abby Quinn as Claire. Finn Wolfhard and
Yeah.
Billy Brick were both great as Bobby and Chris.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole, even guys like Ari and the theater kid that were very, very minimal roles. The screen time and the writing they get, I enjoyed their characters.
Yeah.
I thought I know you might have something else to say on some of that. I thought there was just good dynamic over the whole crew. You had, your upbeat old camp counselor that's trying to be the leader. You had the other kind of awkward girl who's a love interest. You had the vegan. You had the guy that's like too cool for school. You had the jock that's drop kicking cops. You had the hot chick. You had the two that were kind of out there, but they were in love. And then you had Bobby, who was just trying to figure his shit out. And so it was just a good group. It was a really good group.
it was a good mix of characters.
Yeah,
for
and then the
sure.
theater kid. I enjoyed, following all of them, and it was a fun time. This movie was shot really well.
Yeah.
I think we get a lot of. I mean, it's
It had a lot of
set
cool
on a
camera
campground,
angles, yeah.
so you're getting nice woodsy aesthetic shots.
Yeah.
You're getting the beach shot there at the end was really good. Inside the cabin a lot of the time, but great direction from Wolfhard and Billy Brick in this. I really enjoy what they did with the camera work and how they pushed this story along. The scene where they're swimming and they're doing flips, I love the camera. It's just a really good job with the photography. And like I said, the cinematography as well. It was a very beautiful movie for a horror comedy.
Oh yeah, like that ending shot was with like the sunset
with
or the sunrise actually.
Jason finally making the move on Claire, and you get the sunrise and the beach, and it was just
a happy
the
ending.
Purples and the oranges in the sky. A beautiful shot. It was really easy to watch. A lot of the technical things were done really well. I thought the movie sounded really well. I loved the score. Whether it was the moments where it's really eerie, or there was kind of some funny moments where the beat was a little more upbeat. And then we got some commercialized music too, like the ending Good Times by Eric Burdon. Great song. I thought it was very fitting with how the movie ended as well. So honestly, there's a lot of this movie's in the good for me.
Yeah.
Other things I'd throw in the good, the whole scene where they're, we already talked about the comedy, but, kind of pointing out some of the good, the really good comedy that I can remember off the top of my head. Like when they're, convinced it's Jason and they're tying him up and they're like, we could torture him, and he's carrying back glasses of water.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
And then I love the one too when they first get to the cabin after they discovered Demi is dead, and he's like, I threw a tofu burger out there. What if it was a bear that ate it? And now he's mad and he wants the real thing. Yeah. And Kris goes, human flesh, and somebody just goes, what do you guys think burgers are made out of? Like, it was really funny. There was it was a very well written comedy.
Yeah, there was a lot of funny moments.
I mean, back to Brick and Wolfhard. I mean,
Bobby was awesome. They were chanting Bobby, and then it came back to the end when he was like Bobby.
Yeah, and then the twist. I mean, the twist.
Just one
Demi
thing.
And Mike are
one thing I forgot. Turns out I'm a liar or whatever. Yeah. He kept saying about the cop thing, and then he said it. That was. That was pretty. That was a good line.
Callback.
Yeah, I like that.
But a good final showdown. We get two good final showdowns because we have Bobby versus Mike, but then we have Demi who's holding Jason with throw the knife, and Jason's going push forward. Yeah, what let told go.
Her earlier. Yeah,
and then, dude, the bow right through the eye is brutal.
And you hear her scream and then just drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she tries to get up and she kicks the bow even deeper in. Like brutal. Great showdowns at the end though. Good twist.
That was nice because there wasn't. We're not in the mat yet, but there wasn't a lot of really cool kills, which was but that was definitely one I would put in the good as far as kills.
For sure. The thing that was cool too is like when you're watching this movie, especially because you get Kathy and John's murders at the beginning, you kind of feel like you're getting an off-site killer, like you're not getting somebody in the group.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought this whole movie until, you discover there's two. And then I'm like, okay, there's two working together. So that's when I started to think like, who could it be? And then you discover them making out, and you're like, oh, it's Mikey and Demi.
Yeah.
So it was cool because it wasn't predictable.
No, I didn't know it at first.
At least it wasn't predictable for me.
I thought it was somehow Kathy and John, even though they like show him get killed at the beginning, but they don't show a killer really. Yeah. Well, I guess they do for Kathy. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. So this whole time I just thought it was like somebody off site. Yeah. Like, that was just terrorizing the campground.
Yeah, like Friday the 13th-esque. Like,
just kudos to them for keeping me on the edge of my seat and not figuring it out.
That was like Screamish, having it be a little bit of a plot twist and having it be two killers and not just one.
Yeah. I'll go practical effects in the good as well. We don't get a lot of, like you said, gore, but the theater kid we do. We get the action.
Yeah, that one was good and the arrow was good.
Yeah.
Those are really...
you get Miley's head in the fridge, which looked decent.
It looked all right. Yeah, it wasn't.
But
I would say those two, the two kills that were obviously the coolest.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm not saying that kill was cool. I'm saying like the practical effects of her head looked good.
Yeah. Like I understand why they didn't show as many kills because I mean it's probably expensive to make the kills look realistic, and I mean this is their directorial debut, so that I mean they probably don't have as big of a budget as like some of these slasher movies have. So like. I'm not gonna. It's hard for me to want to take off points for that. It's just I'm so used to like we just watched Novocaine, which isn't even a horror movie, and the kills in that movie are like
ridiculous.
I don't know. It's like now I expect that from every movie, and it's like I gotta just appreciate it.
That movie was brutal.
Yeah.
Something else I want to put good is a specific shot. The scene where we believe Demi is being killed. I love how they have Jason swinging an axe, and as soon as he makes contact, it cuts to blood splatter on Demi's mirror. And it just keeps going back and forth. I thought that was a really cool way.
It kind of reminded me of Halloween, like the one he kills her sister in the beginning of the movie. Yeah. Like that's what it reminded me of, like her, like when it shows it in the mirror or whatever. Yeah. It was like that kind of. You could tell they took a lot of inspiration from a lot of different horror movies.
For sure.
Halloween, Friday the 13th, Scream. I just named all 3 of those in 5 minutes. I mean,
I mean, the cool thing too,
which is cool. Like it's kind of a mix of a lot of different slashers. Like
name the main character Jason. I thought that was a cool homage to the. I mean,
it being a secret killer, someone in the group, and having 2 killers. That's definitely Scream. Like, it's very.
It definitely pulls inspiration from a lot of like the classics. Yeah. But it's still, it was fresh to me.
It felt fresh. It didn't feel.
Like, it didn't, and I enjoyed it. It felt.
I mean, you know me. I like a good horror comedy regardless.
It honestly felt like a 80s, 90s movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just were before we just started this. You were looking up the year, and then I was like, well, they did have cell phones.
They did have cell phones.
That's the only thing.
It's a modern movie.
If it wasn't because of the cell phones and the cars, like cars and cell phones, I mean, really, there's any other thing you would be like, oh, this is the 80s.
We were watching Spider-Man 2 on VCR, which they did say Spider-Man 2, so that means it's got to be at least 2004.
Yeah.
On VCR, and he went down on me.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, that's a quote in the movie, and you're just thinking, okay, like, I mean, we both are avid VHS watchers. Yeah. But that's not the norm.
But they're at a camp, so that's probably what they got in their rec room since 1990. So
that's fair. Spider-Man 2 on VCR.
I mean, it's just like you go to your grandparents' house or whatever, and you're like, that's what they have. Like that's what you went over and
for sure.
You know.
But so yeah, it's a modern movie, but it feels retro.
It was fun.
Vintage. It was really good to watch. I like that
too. It did give me those retro vibes
for sure. I think that might be it. Good.
What's his name's kill? I know you really like that. The peanut butter.
Oh yeah, Ari's kill. So when Ari got kidnapped and he was like screaming for his life, I leaned over to Rosie and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they like kill him with the allergy? And then when he started he or she, I don't know who it was, which killer it was, but when they dipped the knife into the peanut butter, I was like, that's cool. I wish we saw more.
Yeah,
of it.
I was thinking he was gonna like spread the knife and then like put it in his mouth or like something. Like I wish we would have seen more of like that. Like,
that would have been cooler, but still like
instead of it
the connection to you had a scene where he's complaining about his allergy, and then that was also a scene where I started to think, okay, it's got to be somebody
that knows them
in the camp. But I thought that was a really cool.
I knew it wasn't Jason though. I was like, it's not. Like,
there's no way.
That'd have been too obvious if it really was him.
Yeah, but we can hop over to the meh. I'll start in the meh by saying I don't have anything in the bad. I think I enjoyed everything in this movie except for what I put in the meh.
I don't think I really have anything in the bad either. I have a few mehs that are like
the first meh I have is the killer's mask. Whenever a new slasher's coming out, you wonder, like, I mean, there's so many iconic. You got Michael Myers mask, you got the Ghostface mask, and you always wonder, like, is there ever going to be another iconic mask? You know, I think the Grabber's mask from Black Phone, I thought that was a really good, like, modern mask. But then, like, I look back to Totally Killer, a slasher I loved from a couple years ago. Mask sucked. I don't think this mask sucked.
Yeah.
But it was definitely just like
basic. It was a devil mask you could get from Spirit Halloween.
It's nothing that like I would want on my horror movie wall.
No.
And so I'm gonna put it in the mad just because it wasn't anything. It wasn't unique.
It is hard for there to be like anything that's gonna be in that level of Ghostface or Michael Myers or the hockey mask. Like it's
for sure.
But it's still like you said, it is a little basic. So I'll give it the meh.
Yeah. But what do you got in the meh?
Some of the characters were a little annoying to me.
Okay.
Like I don't know his name, but the peanut allergy guy. He was just kept complaining and like.
Yeah.
I know that's what it's supposed to be, so it's supposed to be like those, but like I was just like, God, if I knew this kid in real life.
I loved his character because at the beginning he's trying to get Shannon to read his screenplay.
Yeah.
He's like, I would just want Shannon to read my screenplay, but none of us, we don't all get what we want.
That part was all right. It was really like the part that was
26%.
Yeah, it was a little cringy when he got all mad and like walked away when he was like, you don't get it because she was eating her granola bar. I was like,
they didn't have peanuts in it.
Yeah, I was like, I get it was kind of funny, but I was just like, God,
I bet it was funny.
I don't know. That's why it's in the meh for me.
That's fair.
He's just a little. Some of the characters are a little just basic, like stereotypical.
Yeah.
Modern. I don't know, but
I'm guessing you're gonna say kills too. I would definitely put kills in the meh.
The kills are in the meh. Just because I just there could have been a couple cooler kills. There could have been like
a lot of off screen.
Like the very beginning, like I wish that would have been a cooler kill. Like all it was some putting the thing and then pull it out in the car. Like I was like, eh.
Oh, that was cool. I wish we saw the guitar.
Yeah.
But it was also cool her discovering him dead. So like I get that. I get that off screen kill because it's more of the discovery.
I'm cool with a couple off screen kills, but like a lot of them it would just like the peanut like with him it cut.
That should have been on screen.
Same with the vegan girl. It just cut and then next thing you know her head's in the freezer. Like we don't get to see either of them. you really only get to see the like girl that talks to the ghost and stuff. You get to see her get killed, but it wasn't really anything cool.
Yeah, you see her get stabbed, but then she gets her face smashed in with a rock. You don't get to see that.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
you just see the rock get bloody.
And I think, and
then
the kills we talked about.
I forgot to mention her character when I was naming all of the types of characters we had.
Yeah,
we had the witchy girl too. You know,
but really her, and you get to see the killers, the 2 killers get killed, and the theater kid. That's really it. Mm-hmm. Those are about, you get, 4 kills the whole movie that you actually get to see. Yeah. So I wish there would have been a little bit more, so that's definitely in the meh for me. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's in the bad because, like, I mean, granted, it did come out in the 70s, but, like, the Halloween, like, you don't get to see that many kills in Halloween. It's the eerie feeling that, like, but...
It has more of an excuse, though.
Yeah, they could have had some kills.
They had a $10,000 budget on that movie.
Halloween?
Yeah.
What did they have on this movie? Do you know?
I don't know, but
I want to look
any movie these days.
It's over 10,000. Finn Wolfhard, it's over 10,000.
Well, and it's Neon is the production company, so it's it's.
They could have added some more kills.
I'm not saying it was big.
No,
I don't know what it was.
I mean, it was.
It's definitely. I mean, $10,000.
I didn't even know about this movie. I feel like I say this all the time on these podcasts. I'm like, I didn't even know about this movie until the day before. You're like, you want to go? I'm like, yeah. It ends up being good, but no, like. I hope some more people go watch this because it was good and it was, but I think it'll probably do better when it goes on like streaming and stuff. More people will watch it. I mean, I know that sucks for like people like us that really love going to the movies, but it's not probably going to be that big. I mean, we didn't even know we were going to get shows at our local theater until
the day before.
Yeah, and we're like, we got 2 shows. We got to go watch that at 9:30 at night though. And we're like, all right, but it was fun. I liked it. Yeah. So. Not too much in the man. Like, I don't think I have anything in the bad either. Yeah. So
we got over to our final thoughts and ratings. What do you want to leave off with it? I mean, you kind of just
gave
your final thoughts, but what do you give it out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I was maybe like a 7.5, honestly.
Okay.
So I'll give it a 7.5.
Cool. Yeah, for me, I had a really good time with this movie. I think it's a really cool new horror comedy campy slasher for me. It feels retro. I think it's a great directorial debut for Wolfhard, and I thought Billy Brick was great as well. I like the cast. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I had a really good time with this movie.
I can't argue that.
It's something I'm gonna get when it comes out. I'm gonna get it for the collection.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'll definitely revisit this. I'll probably revisit it when it streams.
I'll probably watch it
if not
again.
while it's still in theaters.
I'll probably give it another watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like it would be a fun group friend watch too.
Yeah, like sitting by the fire.
Yeah.
Like a summer night watch. Yeah, for sure. It definitely seems like a summer night.
This is a Summerween movie right here. Yeah.
Summerween, yeah.
My whole TikTok For You page is Summerween. How you have to watch like the summer slashers.
It's more fun to say weenies.
Yeah. It's a lot more fun to say weenies.
She's like, why do you gotta call them weenies?
Why don't you call them hot dogs? Yeah, dude. It made me laugh a lot. I had a really good time with this.
I was over there giggling, but...
That'll do it for Hell of a Summer, Chris. Thanks for coming on, my man.
Of course, always.
Thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, check out some other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social links down below. Go check out Hell of a Summer if you haven't already. Let us know what you thought if you have. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.